Shaq going off on everybody?
I mean, he's right to an extent. Of course, he can body. Let's start at the end. He can body Chet and Wemby because they're skinny. But then on the flip side, he can't guard them because they're way more athletic, way more agile, and he would get cooked on the defensive end. Wow. So he only talks about that part. So as much as you a great legend and talk about how great you are, you also got to acknowledge that you could get cooked.
Wow. So him at the three-point line is just exposed.
That's lunch.
Expose.
That's mouse in the house. That's lunch meat all day.
I get you with something else, too, to go with your point. He ain't hitting two. If he was playing this new era, Shaq wouldn't be as dominant as he would because he wouldn't be able to get away with a lot of stuff he's getting away with the way they calling stuff now. If he was playing against Wembley and Chet back in the day.
But what he does, he only compares stuff to his era.
Exactly.
He never talks about how the game has evolved and having to defend these guys too.
Because exactly, and they're not. He's not going to be able to just run through somebody's chest like that. Like
the discussion,
Embiid does though.
Can these guys play in our era from before? It's not can.
Some of them can.
All of them can.
Come on,
that was ridiculous on Shaq's part. Come on, man.
Give it to me. Why?
Come on, Bill Laimbeer. He's talking about the era with Bill Laimbeer, right? Yeah. Bill Laimbeer is the only NBA player whose father made more money than him, right? Seriously. And he was a tall, kind of skinny dude. He was but there's a lot of people who are tough. But talking about these ultra athletes could not play back then. That's a lie.
He's talking about them being
I
soft.
saw all of that.
He's
talking about
I saw that era.
Soft? Soft and tough, how is it measured? How is it displayed?
I mean,
how do you really illustrate
some
it?
guys are soft.
I mean,
we all, it's like pornography. Like we know it when we see it, they say. I know it.
Where we go with this?
Hello.
No,
you never heard that?
You know it when you type it.
I know it when I
type. You know when it's your browser history.
You're right. There's kids here. But yeah, they say you know it when you see it, right? So yeah, we know soft when we see it. We know tough when we see it. But how is it really measured?
Well,
like
the way they flop every 2 seconds.
Oh no, what do you mean now or then?
Oh, then okay.
Because Jordan, I'm doing this video.
Then,
Jordan flopped.
Yeah, he did.
Dog, there's Jordan.
Jordan took some shots too.
Hold on.
Jordan took some shots too.
There's not Jordan. Jordan was flopping from charges, from taking a charge.
Okay. Some of them were offensive.
Yeah, but there was this is a flop, right? Dude got the ball up.
Why you beefing with your barber?
Because you're the only one right here.
Why you beefing with your barber?
Hold the ball.
Why you beefing with your barber though?
Right. Because
why you beefing with your barber? You grabbing my arm.
I'm just saying.
Oh, rough. I just got back, dog.
Oh no, y'all getting close. This is getting weird. Just saying, somebody interrupt this. Y'all always got this kind of tension.
Hey,
Let me know y'all history.
It's high school football season's heating up. I'm gonna call HR.
So when a dude holding the ball and the dude go like this and miss the ball, and the dude just that's
right. The heart
flop, right? Now again, when somebody sits there and puts their hand over their nuts and a dude run into them, they don't get the chart. That's not flopping.
That's not flopping.
They really got hit with a.
Trust me, this video is more than this doing this. Trust me, that video is.
But there's also plenty of videos where they talk about players specifically having a plan for if you go up in the air to rip you down.
Yeah.
So there
is that tough
toughness right
or
there.
stupid?
No,
and we have evolved from the dinosaur age.
No, the toughness is if you know that's going to happen and you still go in there and do it again.
Yeah,
that's the toughness.
So, the best part about what you said, best part about what he said is that means it's almost impossible now to measure toughness because there will never be a situation where I'm going to have to jump through that kind of rigor. Yes. So now you're going to think I'm soft because it's not even being presented the same. That's unfair.
I mean, that's one.
I think you show a little toughness by not taking games off. If you're not hurt.
Now you're talking.
I could show some toughness.
Soft.
That's a definition of soft. Taking games off.
I could have took rib. I could have shoot it up. Let's go.
Okay, let's get the flip of that coin. I was the same guy. Back surgery, torn abdominal wall, broke my foot. They said 8 weeks or out for the season. And then I was like, what? They said 8 weeks. I said, what? I was back in 2. It sounded good. It looked good. I actually balled. The dumbest shit I did. And my whole body went through compensation. It all starts on the ground. It all starts in your feet. All I was doing this whole season was this. Then next thing you know, you come back the next year, this is torn. Come back the next year, this is gone. And to what avail? So I remember medical professionals were saying, we advised against that. but we didn't want to step in the way. You remember back in the days you couldn't get a second opinion.
Right.
So now, if I had to do it again, I would be soft.
You would do it.
Hell no. Why would you want to play through that kind of hell? So you would do it the same way for the validation of the culture, but also to your own doom and to your own end. What would you do?
but how
for
many
the love
times
of
have
the
you
game.
told yourself if you had to do it all over again, you'd do it the exact same way? Right? Because you're a
don't
tough
know.
guy. That's why you
My
made it
answers,
through
I
the
don't know right
NFL.
now.
If
I
you
can't give you the answer
if you were shutting it down every single time that you got injured, you wouldn't have made it through the NFL.
But what about when they told us not to put any bad film out there? And you know you weren't putting your best film out there because you're hurt.
Yeah.
But
Kawhi
see,
Leonard.
I knew when I was playing hurt during my Tampa days, I knew that team they're gonna stick with me. They knew what was going on. You know, when I got to Oakland, I tore my groin because they moved me to right tackle. I ain't played right tackle in 13 years. They tried to bring me back at the end of the year. I knew my tape was gonna be back, and my tape was bad before I got hurt.
Yeah.
So I said, Coach, I'm not. I knew you're gonna come after the season anyway, so just let me have that tape.
So yours was based on if I was secure. It sounded like it was a lot of like, yo, if I got my money on that.
And then by the time when I didn't come back because it's like, why am I gonna chance it? And I was older too, and it was my 13th year.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
just Shaq going off on everybody. Some people are saying like, look, ever since Dwight Howard was the first ballot Hall of Famer, it's been like this. But I'm like, Shaq been spicy. Like he been about the smoke, right? What is it though? It's because he says, look, I'm too great to hate. Like none of y'all is gonna be top 10 that I'm talking about.
Right.
So I'm not hating on you, and I feel him on that point. I totally agree. Like I don't think it's hate from Shaq, but it is uber critical to the point where he has options of how he can analyze the game, but he never does it any other way but this way.
Shaq, this all happens for one reason. It's the money. Shaq don't like how much these guys are getting paid because he doesn't do it with anybody that's like just a regular player. He only does it
Why
with the
would
guys
he care
who get
about the money though?
Yes, that's the
always
easy
comes back
answer
to
to
him,
say.
though.
You would
I'm
think
asking
that.
a question.
I know,
But it always
And
comes back
we
to
would think
Shaq.
that because he still has money and all of that too. But if you root back to all the statements he's always made, it always starts from money. It's always
I don't think it's
these
about the
guys
money.
getting paid
has
this,
a
this
point.
guy's doing that. It's always
I
always that.
agree.
He's
he
right.
always brings up money every time.
Is it because Shaq is one of the best brands of on and off the court, and he's like, damn, these cats caught me before they even got
That's
off the
what
court.
I think it is. He's like, I think it's competition and it's money. It's him saying these guys are getting paid this amount of money, and I was 10 times better than them. I was tougher than them.
Yes,
I
that's
went
what
harder
we
than
all
them.
say that.
I,
We
And
all say
I
that.
should have got
I look
that.
at NFL and I think the same damn way.
That's what I'm saying.
I look at these guys. I'm like, shit.
I
Back in our
could've-
day,
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't get a Pro Bowl. We wasn't getting paid.
I don't
We
think
ain't
that
get
way
a-
though.
I don't think that's
Because
right.
I don't.
think
I
that
remember when
way.
I got
Because
paid.
I look at some guys. I'm like, he's not good enough to be getting that much money.
Hold on, but then that makes you forget how you got yours. Because I got mine before Bruce Smith got it. I was making more than Bruce Smith. And I didn't know where in the football world I
you
should
was
have been
better
doing
than-
that.
I
So
agree.
when I knew that was happening, I was like, it's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm on the giving end. I'm going to be on the receiving end. You didn't look at
That
that.
ain't right. Because I saw that too. But
oh,
I
hold
still
on, hold
look
on.
at it. But as
Where
a
you come
former
from?
player, I still look at it like, damn. The shit
do?
I had to go through to get my money and the way they're just giving it out now to the guys that weren't nowhere near as good
They're
as I
not
was.
giving
to
it
get
out now. It's just a bigger salary cap.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you.
It's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers? This is Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.